Hi.
Hi everyone, welcome back to TVI. Carl Donnelly.
Julian Francis Deane.
Guest returning for second time live, Fiona Ridgewell. Welcome to the studio.
Hello.
Hi. Sorry.
It feels very formal already.
It does, doesn't it? Just before Julian got here, we were chatting and you reminded me that you were one of our last guests pre-COVID. Wait, no, last live guest pre-COVID.
Yeah, I mean...
Right before it as well. I was about to go to Australia.
And we were kind of saying there's no big
nonsense?
deal. Scaremongering.
Flash forward about 2 weeks and I was trying to flee Australia to get back.
Yeah, and I was hoping that you wouldn't bring that up on air,
no,
but you have.
But we have to because
feels
it's bad. There's bad signs. And
yeah.
I'm flying to Australia on Sunday and it is now Wednesday.
Yeah.
Similar time frame.
And the world feels pretty...
Back to normal, mate. Not even worried about this COVID thing.
Yeah, not worried about that.
World War III, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's it. Now we'll just be like, it's Ukraine. It's not that bad, is it?
Yeah,
My plane will get shot down or something.
Yeah.
It is worrying, isn't it?
I suppose it is. But I've not done the reading on Ukraine. I know full about.
I mean, what's
I
worrying
feel totally
is
out of the
that
loop.
he's mental and he's going to nuke everybody.
But will he though?
No, the Ukrainian guy. Not really.
I didn't feel
That
anxious
comedian
until
guy.
I sat next to you, Julian, and you said that, and now I'm like, okay, right. So,
But they've got more
deal.
They got more nuclear power than anyone in the world.
Yeah, but they couldn't surely they'd get taken out.
They'd get taken out, yeah, but so would we.
I know, but
Because he might be going mad. That's my worry.
I don't know if it's a might, is it? I think he
But I mean,
has
yeah.
gone mad.
I don't think. Don't
Go on,
shoot me if
Carl.
I'm wrong. But I don't think we're gonna get nuked. I'm gonna say that.
This feels so close to the episode we did before Corona. I feel so
shit.
tense. It was like, literally, the quotes are, why are people buying toilet roll? What's their problem?
I know.
And then, yeah.
Just use your hand.
Yeah, and I was. So, anyway.
But the panic buying when we got to Australia that year was way worse than here. Like proper, I got there and went to the shop and like the shelves were empty with like most goods, pastas, everything. You couldn't buy anything.
It was just pasta and toilet roll, wasn't it? What was that
That's
about?
the two things I eat.
Oh yeah.
But it was I'm not clued up enough about Ukraine and Russia, but I
watched a Panorama
I don't think it's going
documentary.
to be
I watched that.
nuclear.
Did you?
war.
BBC.
Yeah.
Did they say it was going to be a nuclear war?
No one's worried about that, but I don't know why. This is just me, so take no notice.
I think people are worried about that. I don't think it's just you.
He's pointing the nukes at the moment or something.
Surely they're always pointed. They don't just keep them in a fucking cupboard.
Pointed
do
in
they?
his face.
They must always be ready to go. That's the point of having a nuclear deterrent.
Yeah, they're not always ready to hit the button. You've got to get them.
So what's the point in having it? But surely if somebody shoots a nuke at you, you've got to be ready to go like boom, it's got off.
But also, they always say like the big red button.
Yeah.
Is it really a big red button or is it
blue? Actually.
No, but I want it to be like
Secret Service.
I want it to be like computer systems, and I want it to be like that group Anonymous.
Yeah.
I want them to just reactivate all the nukes and him go to press the button.
I know, but I think
it
would be somehow they would be. There wouldn't be that. They must have allowances to stop hackers getting into nukes.
Well,
those anonymous
but
guys
that's why
are pretty
I think
good.
When they say it's a big red button, that's why I assume that's a real, it's almost description of it, because it would be you have to go through all these quick protocols. They do this, they do this, they do this, but there has to be one final say of boom.
It has to be fingerprinted by 3 people.
Yeah.
I think
Have you just watched a couple of films?
Yeah, I think you're both referencing, the Bruce Willis film Armageddon, where
Bruce
they go
Willis
up
has to be
and
there,
they have to go through those.
That was a documentary.
To get a Hollywood actor in to come and push the button.
Yeah.
I once had it off to the soundtrack of Armageddon.
Really?
Sorry, you just reminded me of that. So really,
I don't want to miss a thing.
Just the whole soundtrack.
Or the Leaving.
That's there's a slow version of that on it.
A slower version
of Leaving on a Jet Plane. Yes.
I've got a mental image.
Were you moving slow to it?
Yeah, I was dropping
doing a bit of slow salsa.
But yeah, that's a real. You just give me a real flashback.
Yeah.
That's all I can think about when I think about.
I only have sex to jungle music.
Just animal noises.
Just the sounds of crickets in a field. I always sing a cappella when I do.
Yeah,
the barbershop quartet.
Three mates standing around with hats on. Boom, boom,
the
boom.
flying pickets.
I mean, it's not. I've never actually been a big music on guy.
What, during sex?
Yeah.
Or just in general?
No, just in general. No, but during sex, I think I've never been somebody who has like other things on.
Yeah,
because then it's like you're sort of creating an external mood, isn't it?
Yeah, it feels like that, and also
they're deaf. No, I don't know why I said
what?
that. You know what? I'm so tired. I'm so tired.
You just heard words and thought, what goes with those words?
I'm so I've had no sleep. I've been banging. Not really.
in silence.
Jungle music.
But no, I've always thought, I don't know. I've never. It's not something that would be on my mind. Like, let's put some music on.
Yeah, same
If
here.
it's on, it can stay on.
In my 20s, it might have been more so. I don't know why.
I feel like it used to be more of a
like
common
a
thing.
Massive Attack album.
Right.
I remember banging it on.
Dropping some
I
pills.
feel like,
Just masturbating.
God. I once put the 50 Shades of Grey one on for it, but
audiobook. Get some tips.
because I'm just not that
Listen to
excited.
this, bruv. I'm not pick something up, you lame
That'll
vanilla
turn you on.
motherfucker.
But actually,
This ain't a hint.
the music in that film isn't that sexy.
I've never seen the film
never seen
or read
it.
the book.
No, I hadn't seen the film. For some reason, I just bought the
Did you read the book?
soundtrack.
Oh, you just bought the soundtrack?
Yeah.
Right, okay, that's even more worrying, I think. I just
What
listen to the
are they,
music
like
from it.
classic songs that are already out?
Yeah, like Ellie Goulding.
Called it, okay.
Okay. Oh, so it's
So-
not just the sounds of all the sex
Yeah,
scenes in
no,
the
there's
film.
no sexy noises.
Yeah, I don't know about lyrics and that, because they might say
Oh,
the wrong
Beyonce.
thing at the
You
wrong
You also
time.
don't want to be you don't want a distraction of like, if you got it on shuffle, what if a song comes on that you really
Yeah.
like? You're like, oh!
Yeah, just start dancing.
or
Just
really
get off and
slow
run.
and you got a different.
Or one that gives a
rhythm.
bad memory. You might have something that brings up something dodgy from you, like
Yeah.
you got
Your
dumped
child
to
would
it or
just start
something.
But you
crying.
said you
Yeah.
had sex to Armageddon, which was about sort of an asteroid.
I know, but actually,
and
yeah,
that didn't bring up any
suppose.
bad vibes.
No, I wasn't involved in the film Armageddon. I don't know if you know this.
And again, it wasn't a documentary.
Yeah,
so.
but no, it was just more. It actually was quite nice mood music. I was young,
Okay.
so let's not dwell on it.
What do you normally do it to then, if no music?
Absolute
just
silence. I don't even make noise. Don't even
Hand
move my
over each
facial
other's
expressions.
mouths. Just that orange in your mouth.
No, I don't know. Yeah, I don't really overthink any of the surroundings.
Do you ever have porn on?
No, never been in. I've never been into that either.
Good morning, by the way.
Oh, yeah, welcome to the show. Sorry.
Can we get some porn up, please?
No, I don't like all that when couples watch porn together.
Yeah, but is that not before? That's not during, is it?
What, trying to copy what's happening on screen?
Look at that
Like
stud
Twister.
go. I wish you had one like that.
No, even before I've never really understood it.
No.
So what are you trying to watch to like? Is that trying to G you up?
Oh, I don't do it.
Oh, not you.
Oh, right.
Why do you do
Is that
it?
what I'm trying to get into their head?
Yeah,
I'm trying to get into Julian's
so. I
head.
think it,
I mean,
yeah.
we could pause and let me
Yeah,
explain.
go
it.
on.
No, I don't
Julian.
really. I don't really do
No?
that. No, I don't do that. I've been celibate for like years.
Okay, I don't think you know what the word celibate
No.
means. But it's
Don't do
but yeah,
rude
I just would
stuff.
think, why would you watch two professionals do it before you? It's like, you know what I mean?
To try and like, outdo them.
I'm not that competitive.
Maybe they're watching amateur porn.
Oh, maybe if you watch really crap couple of
yeah.
like chubby northerners going at
expectation.
it.
Swinging in the woods.
Go on, fucking Brenda! Like, just like really rutting in like a crap kitchen.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then you're like, all right, now that's.
I
made me
can
feel
do better than that.
Yeah,
Gives you a
that makes
full
sense to
of
me.
confidence, yeah.
I can get my head around that. But anyway, welcome. It's the first day of Lent today. I don't know if you know
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
that we started on that sex talk. The day that Jesus went off into the desert.
Is that what it was? Yeah.
That's what started it. 40 days and nights he spent in the
So
desert.
we do.
In the stories.
And that's why you give stuff up.
Yeah, I've given up coffee. I'm
Have
I'm
you?
doing coffee for Lent, and I love coffee, and it's
Yeah,
a big
yeah.
part
Do
of
you
my
feel
daily
tired?
routine. Well, I mean, I'm literally about 3 hours into it. I'm really struggling.
You're going to be fucking angry on the way home.
Coffee's the
I
only reason
reckon
he's ever awake.
it'll be 2 days before I reckon I get the
I'm on my
withdrawal
third,
headaches.
mate.
Oh, you really? You'll get.
Yeah, oh, totally. Anytime I've given up caffeine in the past, you get. I've given up for periods just similar, sort of just fancied a break,
Yeah.
and you get full-on withdrawal headaches after
Yeah.
about 3 or 4 days.
I tried to do sugar,
Yeah.
and it was awful.
Yeah,
I felt so ill.
It's good to stop that though. Do you eat a lot?
Yeah.
What, as in?
I had about 16 profiteroles yesterday.
You mean
yeah.
processed sugars?
Yeah.
though? You can eat grapes and shit that's got
that's
fructose.
Good
Yeah.
sugar's good for you, isn't it? Because fruit's got other stuff in it that kind of breaks it down anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was giving
But it's
up.
not all good. You can't like orange juice has doesn't have the fibre, does it? So
Yeah,
you're still
yeah.
getting just a sugar hit. You know what I mean?
I didn't do that much research. I just sort of gave
Just
up.
give up profiteroles.
Just profiteroles and double deckers, really,
Nice.
stuff like
But Lent,
that.
I'm giving up.
Chocolate and stuff is
Yeah,
your vice.
That's
yeah.
good. I've done
and like
chocolate
sugary
before.
drinks like Coke and stuff.
Oh, I should
Really?
actually,
Yeah.
I can't have any
Yeah.
of that either, can I?
And that gave me headaches and like just really tired. And
So do you
Yeah.
train a lot as well, though, still?
no,
No.
I don't really bother now.
Oh, just drink Coke, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do Coke.
Just, well, that's better than doing Coke, isn't it?
Dunno.
What is?
Just Coca-Cola.
Within the parameters.
I reckon doing
cheeky
a line
bump
of,
every couple of weeks ain't going to
I
kill
reckon
you.
doing
A can of Coke a day is going to fuck
a
you.
line of Coke
Oh,
a
right,
month
okay.
is probably better than like 10 cans of Coke a day, maybe.
Okay.
I reckon.
right.
I'm not a doctor. by
We're
the
not
way.
doctors. Please don't.
I'm very
give up, for Lent,
wise, though.
don't give up Coca-Cola.
I'm
I'm
Take up
easily
cocaine.
influenced,
I'm good
to
at
be honest.
guessing. That's what I'm good at.
Have you ever given up anything for Lent?
Not for Lent, no. I've given up a lot of stuff.
Obviously
though.
you have, but
Yeah.
that was for health and lifestyle reasons.
It's for court orders.
I realised though, do you know this? I gave up hanging out outside the school.
Pedos again. Every time I come on here, you mention a pedo.
Oh, I mean,
You're looking at me. He said
yeah, I
pedo.
did say. Well, we're very early in. I mean,
Are
I'm
we?
surprised we waited that long to
Yeah.
talk about it. To be honest,
That's the live show. The first
The
bit of
porn
that was
got in the
pedo.
way.
it's quite pedo.
Yeah, yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Thanks to everyone who came to our live show. What's Upsetting Now? It's going to be going out on Patreon, but there was some life revelations that I don't think have been shared on here before. I told some childhood stories that were grotty.
Yeah, involving armbands.
Oh, good.
Tune into our Patreon. That'd be up soon, wouldn't it? The whole show,
The
like
show,
2 hours.
2 halves.
Yeah.
So we did us, sort of TVI with guests, What's Up to Set You Now, in the first half, and then What's Up to Set You Now with guests, TVI in the
It was
second
great.
half.
It was fun though.
Really
Wasn't it?
fun. Thanks for everyone who came. I realised the other day that I went vegan for Lent in 2013. I'd sort of thought about going vegan already, and then I decided to do it for Lent, and I'm still vegan. So that's a decade.
9 years later, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
10. It's
10.
20. It's no, hang on. What year is it?
22.
I thought it was 23. Okay, 9
Then you've
years.
given up.
But that's how easily influenced I am. I went 9, you went 10, I went, yeah, 10.
Yeah, he's right,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
right.
Fuck it, it'll be right.
But
It's
that's
right.
Give
yeah.
up veganism for Lent.
Go back to I'll go to carnivore diet, all meat.
Sorry, it worries me that Julian always has a toilet roll with him.
Always carries a toilet roll, Julian.
Know when they're needed, do you?
Oh, God.
The mood happens. No, I'm always blowing my nose. Actually, I think it's the vape.
It must be.
Yeah, I'm just.
Have you got
blowing my
allergies?
nose
Do you
all
take
the
any
time.
antihistamines?
I do to get to sleep sometimes. A Piriton.
Is that what
Right.
they're for?
No.
Oh, you take the ones that say, like, don't drive on these,
Yeah.
they'll make you drowsy.
Yeah.
Use them as, like, a sleeping pill.
Do you sneeze
do.
a lot?
No, I don't sneeze that much. No, but I blow my nose a lot.
Right.
I like to keep it
You should
clean.
get tested. You know, you can get a blood test to test if you've got any allergies.
I
did
do
one a
that.
couple of years ago, and it turns out I've got quite a severe dust allergy. So, which whenever I'm in a hot country, isn't as prevalent. But if I'm in a sort of cold, like here during winter when it's a bit damp everywhere,
Yeah.
apparently there's more like dust and mold and shit in the air. I really
Pollution.
feel it. So I take a tablet called fexofenadine. And it's like a good antihistamine. Take it in the morning. Boom.
What do you get if it is dusty? What, like,
I get that sort of slightly
Congested.
inflamed nostrils.
Because you had your nose sorted last year,
I
didn't you?
did, yeah. That was I had nose surgery
and how
just to make it
It's
this
getting a bit-
beautiful.
really
A sweet
honing
little
in
button.
on your nose then?
Yeah, it used to be. I'm tired. I used to use a really
Took a
fat
photo
one.
of J-Lo.
No, it was.
in.
I had one working nostril.
So
for
did
my
it
life.
change
So
the way your voice
they
sounds?
broke. No, it didn't change my voice
Couldn't
at all.
do enough cocaine.
They broke my. They cut my septum, peeled it open,
No.
held it open, broke the bone, reset it, and now I can breathe through both nostrils. Which is really
that
nice.
process doesn't sound worth it.
I mean, I was asleep.
Another one.
I didn't do it. 'Cause they didn't come around my house and surprise me with it. But it was a brutal. It's like the aftermath. The 3 or 4 days after it was the worst I've ever felt in terms of physically.
The pain was in your nose.
Not the pain, just I literally had a splint in my nose. I had this massive bandage. My eyes were all bruised. I looked like I'd been kicked in by like 30
Yeah.
people. And it just, I couldn't sleep or anything. The first night, I was literally still bleeding from the surgery. So it was only after the second night, it got a bit easier, but by about day 4 or 5, I was all right.
Okay.
But them days were rough things. But I would say, if you have got a deviated septum, it's better. It's worth going through it to get it fixed.
Yeah.
I think
So I feel
Sean's
so much
got
better
one, has he?
for it. Yes, and he's looking into getting it done
Oh,
as
is he?
well.
Yeah.
But,
Did the NHS do that?
they did, yeah. And I never thought I was going to get that. It's one of them weird things where I've had 2 experiences recently where, like, you know, everyone talks about how hard it is to get doctors and all that in a minute, and you hear all these horror stories of waiting lists. That is the most unimportant surgery, really, when you think about it. But obviously, there are just people that specialise in that, so they obviously.
So someone's got to have it.
Someone's got, they're just going to be twiddling their thumbs.
Yeah,
right?
just-
Well,
So,
people's job
like
is just to
waiting.
do that part.
well, there'll be people that specialise in sort of facial reconstruction and
Rhinos.
stuff,
Oh,
wouldn't
yeah.
they? Right.
My
so
boxing opponents go there.
One lesson.
one lesson. We'll talk about that in a minute because you boxed, obviously. But
Do you like my handwork?
Yeah. Well, for the boxing.
Well, genuinely.
Oh, sorry, that sounded like...
his magic tricks. that he
No,
does.
last night. No, really. Yeah, but you've been around. You've seen a lot of professional boxers,
Yeah.
or like boxers.
Well, there's pros
Are
that
there
go down
pros
there.
there?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you reckon
Um,
on my boxing?
Yeah, I think it's good. I don't know if I'd put you in with one of the pros
I
just
would.
yet.
It would kill you, mate. You'd be dead within about 30 seconds.
You didn't feel the power though. You just
No,
saw
I didn't.
It.
And also, so what I would
couldn't
have
hear
liked.
it.
Yeah,
Punching the bag, it's just
but I
like,
couldn't hear
is there a
it.
feather blowing against that
Because
bag?
you put like the Rocky theme tune over it. I'd
course I
quite
did.
like to hear the
No,
power
the
in
Rocky
your
theme
hands.
tune just came. Instagram
Yeah,
suggested
really?
it.
Yeah.
What, have you put a video of you boxing on Instagram?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course he
Oh,
has.
I need to have a look
Of course.
at this.
Oh, it's on my scon now, my story, but I'll be reposting it
Yeah.
when I'm feeling insecure. Someone's just had a go at me in the street.
MCK Global will be posting it when they sign you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I did
World star.
I did a session with the ex-world champion Darren Barker once,
Oh,
boxing.
did you? What? How comes?
I was recording a podcast.
You called
thing.
him out online like a traveller
Sorry,
video.
I got beaten up by Darren Barker outside a pub.
It was a pub brawl, yeah.
Yeah, a little sparring session, yeah.
He hit me with a pool cue. Real good it was like real good training for
I
boxing.
was chatting to his bird and he's laced me over the nut.
No, we were doing the podcast thing called Babysitting Trevor, where we did me and Chris Martin did a podcast with Trevor Crook, where we took him to different things to try and sort of entertain him. And one of them we wanted to take him to a boxing session because he said he knew what he was doing.
He's a strong guy,
And we
Trevor,
managed
though,
to,
isn't he?
he's a strong guy. He's lifted weights his whole life and that, but he's not a boxer.
No.
And yeah, we managed to
Not like
sort of
me.
sort out a session with Darren Barker. He's a
Right.
lovely guy, and he fucking worked the shit out of us.
Yeah.
Beat, like, it was hard. It was good. Very good at what he does. Obviously, because he's got an amazing chain of gyms now.
Oh, okay.
Which I can't remember what they're called.
I don't even know who he is.
He was at a middleweight. I think was it middleweight or welterweight? He was good, top, like one of the top British
The
champions.
guy that trained me was really good. Underdog. It's on my Instagram. I'm following him. Underdog Fitness or something like that. 78 Underdog _
Is he a
Fitness.
PT or is he a boxer?
He was a pro boxer,
Okay,
and he's a
yeah.
policeman as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Ex-champion.
Ex-champion policeman. Yeah. The most arrests. But he's a great guy, man.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he's a good guy, man. And he said I had dynamite in my hands. He did say to me, "Have you've done this before, haven't you?" Like about 3 times. He was confused.
He was confused. Was he
Just
confused?
wanted to book more sessions.
Yeah,
Mate, honestly, you could literally be fighting in 6
Mate,
months
get
if
your
you came.
card out. You're going to
imagine-
need 20 more sessions.
20 sessions, I'll get you a
He's
fight.
probably just really intuitive and he knows what his sort of clients need to hear to get them to
Oh,
come back. And he's like, this one needs his ego, like, sort of
I thought he was going to say he's
boosted.
intuitive. You're going to see skill,
No,
but no.
he's like, this
You
one
went- you
just
went
wants
that.
his ego
Exactly.
stroked.
Totally.
So if I just keep telling him he's
Easiest way
got
to-
dynamite in his hand.
I mean, the first time I've ever boxed, I was good.
Yeah, okay. You really don't need your ego
Have we got
stroked,
gloves?
yeah.
I think me and Fiona
No.
are going to have a spar outside. I might come up to your gym. Where is it?
Oh, God. Bexley. You can come, yeah.
I know I can.
No, to
ain't
the
gotta
gym.
invite
Oh,
me.
God. Oh,
I come in there. Do you remember that guy on the internet was calling out all like Deontay Wilder? What's his
one of
name?
the,
It's so funny.
Jake. No,
No, not
Just a
Jake
normal
Paul.
guy.
No, this guy was nuts. He was actually, he'd go into a gym and he'd say, "Do you want a light spar?" And he'd have his crew with him,
They just-
like filming, and he would swing at people trying to knock them
No.
out. And then he'd put it on his record as a win. I forget his name. It was so funny. He's got millions of views on YouTube.
Right.
But he was calling out Deontay Wilder online, and Deontay Wilder just met him in a gym and spanked him up. It's like assaulting his kids and like, I forget his name, but he was a nutcase, man. He fought Mayweather's dad.
Right.
And then sucker punched him like before the fight had happened,
No.
and people were jumping in the ring. It was good, man. So I'm going to do that at your gym.
Yeah.
No, I won't really. Obviously.
Did you do? What did you do at the? Did you do bag work pads?
Just pads.
Did
He
you
was
do all
holding
the,
pads,
the
yeah.
sort of core stuff as well?
Yeah, well, hand wraps and all that. It feels great, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
I fucking love it.
But I mean, like, the
I wanna get the
all that
boots.
medicine ball Rocky shit.
Oh no, it was just we just did an hour of
Okay.
pad work.
They
yeah.
do that one. They never did it to me. I don't know if it's because I'm a woman or
Probably.
what.
You're a lot weaker.
Probably. Where they get that medicine ball and they throw it at your abs.
Yeah.
But you don't catch it. You just let
I
it
know
hit your
we
abs.
used to do the.
A few
one
of
where
us
you
can take
catch
that
it.
pain. You know what I mean? leave her alone.
But
But
no,
they
I did
never
all
threw
that.
it at me.
We used to do it. The aftermath, when you do all the bag work and all that, and then you do the other shit, was the hardest thing I found.
Yeah. It's the cardio of it, I think.
Yeah, it's full on. But like,
He said my cardio was good.
Oh God, did he? Oh, let's try a different angle. Did he critique you? Like, was there any sort of?
I came out on my footwork a couple of times.
Ah.
Like my feet, your feet should be in the same place wherever you
Yeah,
are,
yeah,
like
yeah.
that far apart. Because of my karate background.
Because you're so good at karate, it hindered your boxing.
You have to unlearn a lot of street fighting.
What belt have you got in karate?
I did get brown belt.
brown belt.
Yeah,
Is that just
one below
because you
that.
shat yourself.
I painted it. Yeah,
Why did you give up before you got
I
that
did.
belt?
Yeah, I cracked my rib actually
Not an opponent cracked your rib, you cracked your
in a
own rib.
tournament. Yeah,
Oh, okay. I thought you meant you just.
and I had pneumonia.
Okay.
This is all true. Don't know why I'm saying it like I'm joking. I did do tournaments as a kid though, yeah, but I lost a couple.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah, okay.
They were bigger than me. They were
Yeah, they were adult. You put you in the wrong category.
big. It was the hardest kid in Europe.
Yes.
Don't know if you've heard of Lenny McLean. But
Anyway, but you're not doing boxing anyway. at the minute.
I go, but I'm not building up
No,
to
no,
anything.
oh, you still go, do you?
Yeah,
What do you
I go.
do there?
Boxing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No,
No,
I
because
do
I said, do
pad
you
work.
train? And you said no.
Yeah, but I'm
Why are
not.
you lying on our podcast?
No, because I see training as training towards something.
Yes.
Like I go just to keep fit.
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah. I don't let anyone punch me in the
Boxer
face
size.
now. Yeah, well, no. They would
I
still
hate
be
that
like, it's not
shit.
fucking boxer size.
Yeah.
Because it's at the boxing gym. It's
Yeah,
still
yeah,
quite.
yeah.
It's a pretty gritty gym, isn't
But
it?
actually, you don't really know how good you are until, like, the pad work is good, but until, when they put that bodysuit on and you start
Yeah.
hitting them there, that's when you know
mean-
sort of how good you are.
Also, it's not until you actually
yeah.
have somebody throwing punches
That
back
bit
at
as
you,
well,
really.
yeah.
What, you think I've never had a fight?
I imagine you've had a street fight, Julian, yeah.
Have you ever fought a boxer, though?
Not for a boxer.
No.
I think I could, though.
I'd love you to have a fight with a boxer. We'll film it for Patreon.
Milo.
And then we'll use the Patreon money to pay for the funeral.
I would like to train to it,
Yeah.
like a white collar something or other. I mean, I don't know. It's just so much work, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I definitely badly would love that. I do like
Why?
the training.
Right.
And
but
just to test yourself.
But you can
Because
train
at
like
home,
that.
when you're boxing and you're getting it, you feel like you could do it. But
Yeah,
it's different
yeah.
when someone's throwing hands at you.
Yeah.
You know, like fight or flight response?
Yes.
Yeah.
Does everyone have both, but it's what you're sort of...
No,
you,
Julian's just got flight.
No, I just run.
or like, do you go, is it your first response is whether you're fight or flight?
No, everyone's got both, I think.
Okay.
I think everyone's got fight
I think
I've got fight.
Right.
flight is also a survival. They're both survivals.
Well, you need,
aren't
you
they?
Yeah,
need
they
The
both-
flight.
lion's
Somebody-
coming at you.
Somebody shoots a gun.
You crack on, yeah. I'm going that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Yeah.
So you reckon it's
That's why your
dependent on
bowels
the
open.
You need both.
situation.
that's why people shit themselves when they're scared, to make their body lighter so they can get away from like lions and stuff.
Is that
I
true?
think so.
What do you mean you think so? You've never read it anyway. You just came up with it. Or...
It makes sense though, doesn't it?
It does.
It
make
does
sense.
actually. If you have come up with it,
Yeah,
you,
I
not
think I
only
might
are you
have
a
done.
world-class boxer, but you might be a genius. as
Very
well.
insightful.
Yeah.
No, I do. I've heard that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
So I do
Right.
think there's some truth in it. But but I do. Yeah, you're meant to run from certain scenarios.
Okay.
I just run towards them.
To die quicker.
Sparta!
Just get it over with quicker, mate. I always think about that if there was a zombie apocalypse.
And join their side.
You know, you see the zombie sort of films.
Yeah, I
and
won't
all
run towards
these
them.
people hiding like in a post-apocalyptic shithole, just trying to just eke out a life.
You might as well become one.
I would absolutely day one. I'd just be like, oh fuck it. I'd just let it
Someone bite me on the neck.
I couldn't deal with the waiting for it.
Exactly.
To happen.
I'd rather just get it over with.
Yeah.
You know
be
what
in
I mean? Take one for the team. Just go out
Lucky
there.
there's no zombies, isn't there? Imagine there was.
I know. I mean, that would be bad. I think, there's never been a film where it's been a good thing. I think we need to see the other side.
What about their side of it?
Well, that's a bit like, have you ever, what's the film with Will Smith where he's...
Bel Air.
The one about the vampires. I've read the book.
I Am Legend. No.
I Am Legend,
Is that
right?
it? Yeah, with the dog.
With a dog, yes. So there's a book that's based on a book from like the 60s. And the book's brilliant, right? And this is a proper spoiler alert if anyone's planning on reading the book. But you know the film at the
you'll
end,
die.
he sort of saves this couple... this girl and her son, and he gets them to this secret place where there's
Yeah.
still
I'm watching it
humans,
tonight,
right? It's got an
15 years
uplifting
later.
end where he sort of sacrifices himself to save these people.
Yeah.
Of course he does, I will.
Yeah, exactly, right? But the book,
Good one,
the book
Will.
has a really bleak end where basically, because you see it in the film, he goes out every day and he's killing all these like vampires, and he's like the last man alive, whatever. The book at the end of it is the man realizing that he's now the problem. Like because he's the last man on earth. It's all vampires. He's going out killing them. They think of him as like the vampire.
Oh, right.
So he has
now...
to basically realize he's the bad guy because the whole world has flipped the other way around. So he's like he just basically has that realization.
So that's a big
And then it
twist
just
at the
ends.
I can't remember. I think it does. I think it does sort of just end with him realizing that he's the bad guy now. So like that is the
like
Will
my
Smith
life.
film really bastardises the story. But apparently they tried making it with the real ending, and the film studio was like, "That's really bleak."
Bleak, yeah.
can't really have a
people
Will
need
Smith.
to leave the cinema a little bit uplifted, don't they?
Yeah, you can't have a Will Smith film in it. What are you doing?
Just getting my cock out. Oh, God. I'll just pop in my top button.
I'm just going to face directly forward.
Oh, anyway, but anyway, before all that, I was just saying I've had two very good experiences with the NHS.
Oh, yeah. How did we get onto
I
the...
can't remember.
Oh,
Julian
Your
wants to
nose.
say-
you
I had a
spoke
boxing.
about your boxing opponent.
But no,
I try
I
and
managed
drop
to get
that in every
I got
conversation.
surgery during COVID. They just called me up and went, "We've got a slot for you next month."
right.
And I did it. And then I had to go to the doctors recently. I called up and they had a phone consultation and got me in a couple of hours later.
Having a nose operation, though, when the virus was quite like to do with breathing and stuff, was that risky?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't
You
know.
should have
I didn't
maybe thought about
I didn't really think about it, to be honest.
In hospitals, more than anywhere, I suppose, they're like extra sanitised and careful, aren't they? So in a way, it might be better there.
Although didn't they say like a lot of the people like, and this almost sounds like one of the conspiracy types here, but you know when they said like that's why they put on the thing people that died with coronavirus rather than of coronavirus.
There was a lot of that.
Because there's a lot of people like who were
someone got hit by a
ill
bus
in hospital, but no,
Yeah.
but people were dying of other maybe respiratory diseases, but they
Yeah.
also then caught COVID in hospital, and it was all part of that. So I think it was doing the rounds in hospital as well. I don't think it was.
Yeah.
If you lived in a hospital when you weren't going to avoid COVID, I think it was.
That's where you go to the safe space to hide from it. Looking
the
A&E.
COVID ward. But
I had to go to hospital in lockdown, actually. I don't know why. But I was in the A&E and the guy was trying to he was going, "Can everyone sit down?" And I was like, "I don't want to sit next to anyone." He was like, "No one's got COVID in here." I was like,
Who was saying that?
He wasn't even a medical
Sweeping
guy.
generalisation.
He was like this porter guy, and I was like, "Have you tested everyone? Because I've just walked. You've not tested everyone.
Yeah,
What's he on about?"
that's weird.
Fucking annoyed me, man.
Have you ever been to
I still feel annoyed.
A&E, yeah. More with other people.
Oh, really?
Not for me.
What, your opponents?
No, my grandma.
Oh,
Sorry.
Sorry.
Was it and not to get too dark? Was it an injury or illness?
She that was during COVID. She fell and broke her hip and
Old people
shoulder.
always break stuff so
Yeah,
easily. My dad broke
yeah.
his collarbone a few years ago,
Oh.
and he's just like, that
That's
wouldn't
a
have happened
painful
10
one,
years ago.
collarbone.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
It's
hip
just like-
ain't not painful.
No, but just old people, when you fall over, your bones just are like
Yeah.
wafers.
Also, she fell onto carpet
Yeah.
And then she just sort of was laying there, and I was like, oh.
Was it down? What? Just down a step or something?
No, she just tripped over like
Yeah.
the
Oh, how
corner of
old
the
is
bed.
she?
92.
Oh,
Yeah,
bless
I mean,
her.
Yeah.
your bones are really.
Is she
Yeah,
all right
and-
now?
Yeah.
I mean, she's 94
Within
now.
reason.
Well,
so-
no, what I'll just say is, like, when you're that age, like, she was really independent and, like, would go, like, Scottish country dancing and
Yeah.
whatever. When that happens, when you're that age, you go downhill
Oh, totally.
so much quicker.
Just mentally and stuff. It's
Yeah.
sad, isn't
Because
it?
just even, like, you don't realise, but, like, getting up and going to the kitchen to get a cup of tea or whatever, that movement and that independence makes you feel like you're sort of worth something. Whereas
Yeah.
when suddenly you can't even do that.
Also, recovery time. My dad's
Yeah.
collarbone. I know people that have broke their collarbone. Like, I remember comedian Stephen Grant broke his collarbone really badly on a biking accident. He had surgery and all that. He was like, it was probably a good 6 months to like be back to normal.
Old people, it can be. It's broke now.
My dad's
Yeah.
collarbone, basically, he still had the bruising from the break like 18 months afterwards. Just old. It's just that old body.
That's I think
Can't-
with old people, you say, "Oh, don't do that. Don't get up that ladder." I think you just got to let them do what they want to do.
Yeah, that's what I keep saying
If
to
they
my
want to cut a hedge or climb up a
Yeah.
ladder, you got to just let them do it, man. It's
And
better
also-
that they're finding
Especially
like
if it
a
saves you
purpose.
doing it.
Yeah.
Plus, you get your windows clean.
Yeah, and also because she wasn't doing anything like massive, like she
Yeah.
wasn't cutting her head, she was just walking
Yeah,
into
yeah.
a bedroom and fell. It's like,
Oh.
so don't stop yourself doing the big things because it's normally the little things.
Yeah, yeah,
where
exactly.
Yes.
Something happens.
It's like some athletes that, like the UFC athletes. This guy, it was like an Olympian wrestler, and he just sneezed once and pulled his back out. It's so weird, isn't it?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
training they do, like a fucking Olympian, bronze medal wrestler, UFC champion.
I've literally have somebody on their
Sneeze.
back holding their
Yeah, yeah,
like, trying
yeah,
to choke
yeah,
them out, and they're
He's
fine.
fucking suplexing people.
Oh my god.
And he sneezes and his back goes.
But yeah, the thing is with it as well is like the shoulder. She didn't really take much notice of, so that just got better. And then she's never mentioned. It's like she forgot that she broke her shoulder.
Right.
Never mentioned it again. But the hip, she really knew about. So now, when anything else happens, where she gets ill and she goes in hospital for it, she comes out and she goes, "Oh yeah, because I broke my hip again." And it's like, "Oh, you didn't." But that's so logged in her mind.
Yeah, yeah,
Everything
yeah.
else that happens, she thinks it's
probably
that
traumatic
again. So
for her
it's,
as well.
Yeah, so it's not healing.
Yeah.
Tough. That'd be a bad bone to break. Your
Yeah.
hip. Such a big bit, isn't it?
She have a frame to walk with and stuff.
Well, that's the thing. She does, but she doesn't use it. But
Good on her.
and then a paramedic came around recently, and she was using it, but she was like lifting it, chucking it about,
Throwing it
It's
at
like,
him.
Yeah, it's like, I don't think you need it, but they encourage her to use it.
Good age, 92.
Yeah,
My gran lived to about 95, and her mum lived to 102.
really.
Right.
Yeah.
But what was she like at 102?
Oh, I mean,
Old.
last time I saw her, she was 101, and I'd not seen her for a few years before that. And I went to say hello to her, and she just turned to my mum and went, "What's her name?" like that, which I found quite funny.
She misgendered you. She should have got her
did.
arrested,
My
man.
nephew
I
does
cancelled her on
that.
Twitter.
My nephew keeps misgendering people.
Really?
But I feel like he's doing it on purpose.
How old is her?
I mean, it's a
3.
not to. I mean, it's.
It
I
should be
think
cancelled, man.
I think with little kids, they're not. They're just like they don't give a fuck, do they? They don't.
I used to have
they don't
long hair.
understand the
He's-
cultural
He
importance.
sees it
of certain
one
things.
like my sister would tell him off,
Yeah.
and she says, and then he says, "Oh, don't talk to him. He's rude." And she goes, "She," and he goes, "No, he's rude." And he like purposely
Yeah,
puts
yeah, yeah.
the he in. I think 'cause
He
he's
is,
sort of
but he's
got a
not
little-
doing it with the
Oh,
background
no.
of knowledge of the cultural
No, he doesn't know about all
significance
that.
of trans rights.
And I haven't tried to
Women have
explain it
babies.
to him yet. Yeah. He's
They're
not joining
cervix
marches
owners.
and stuff.
Just a little fucking lunatic.
Retweeting
He's got a show
J.K.
on-
But there is a
Rowling.
glint
got a
in
show
his
on
eye when
GB
he
News
does
coming
it.
out next week. A lot of people. I mean, I don't know much about all that GB News stuff. I know there was some comedians were arguing about it recently, but I did scan across the radio station on DAB radio yesterday.
Right.
Will say, sound quality's terrible.
Oh, okay.
It literally sounded really
What, on the is it on the radio?
on the radio, so the DAB radio station, and it
It's a
sounded.
channel, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know if
Yeah.
I don't know if they're just the news the radio station is just a streamed version of the audio of the TV.
I sometimes watch Leo's clips and I think it's quite funny. Yeah, And Dixon's on it a lot, isn't
Nick
it?
Dixon's on it a lot, yeah.
But yeah, I've never seen it.
I don't listen to it.
But I
Eamon
just-
Holmes is on it.
Yeah, but I just found
I
the
don't
sound.
like him.
I did the
No.
sound. I don't like Eamon
Cross
Holmes,
my
to
arms.
be
I
honest.
fucking like him.
I'm not a fan of Eamon Holmes.
Yeah, I don't know why. There's something about him that I just feel like he's a
something
bit.
disingenuous about him, I
Yeah.
think. But you know, he's probably a lovely guy.
Yeah, hopefully I never get anything with him.
You know, but yeah, I was really surprised with the sound quality being bad on a radio station.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
that's
the one of the
thing
things.
that you sort of need,
It's sort
isn't
of-
it?
I
It
only
sounded
listen to
worse than
Capital.
this would. And this is just a podcast with just 3 people talking on a mic. That's a news channel.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
should really
There
sort
should
your
be some
audio
money
out.
in that.
Yeah. It feels like they've skimped and saved on the wrong things. But it sounded fine though. What they were talking about, there was no opinion
you
in
weren't
it. They were just,
offended
I don't
by
think
any
it's
of it.
necessarily that
it was actually just
controversial,
talking
yeah.
about the news.
Right.
That's what I saw it. It said like GB News Radio. I was like, oh right, this is the one that everyone
Seems to be
argues
other
about.
comics arguing with people that are on it, doesn't it? Mainly.
And also,
I mean, the
just
problem is that I've muted so many comedians on
Yeah.
Twitter.
Yeah, I
but
mute people.
I always see snippets or stuff late, so I never see any
Because
clips
they
of
have
GB News.
they have
or any of
different
that.
opinions on there. Like Ian Stone's on there a lot. He's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
he's left, isn't he? Definitely.
Yeah,
So they just debate stuff. It feels quite normal to me.
right.
But I
mean,
wonder if they thrive off the controversy. That's how they get
Yeah.
people, because that's probably why you stopped on it, because you thought, oh, let's see if
Well,
it
I
kicks
just
off.
heard it being an
Yeah.
argument between. You see a couple of comedians arguing on Twitter.
Definitely good PR, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I
that's
don't. I know, and this isn't a slight at any of the comedians on it, but I wouldn't want to watch a TV show that was comedians arguing about the news.
No.
Just go on Twitter.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't watch. Have I Got News for You? And they're actually doing it like
Yeah,
sort of, in a bit more of a professional manner.
I don't even watch the news now, so definitely don't want to watch people arguing
yeah,
about
that's
it.
true.
I don't
Actually,
watch
I
the
think that's what it is. I don't. Yeah,
I don't
give-
watch the sort of source of
Yeah,
it, so
yeah.
I
I
don't
kind of
want
hear about
watch a
news and then
secondary
Google
thing
it.
to
I
it.
don't ever watch it even.
No.
Yeah, I
So
stopped.
That's what I didn't
lately watching
understand.
Too
it.
negative, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like coming in your house.
Come on, man! Stop telling me about all this news.
I know.
But
Give me
even
some nice shit.
I watched like just terrestrial TV. Is that what you call it? Just the normal telly, right?
Yeah.
Because obviously normally I'm Netflix, Amazon, all that sort of stuff. And even that is like the first sort of thing. It was like one of these morning programs. Was like everyone's feeling quite anxious. Let's talk about how to not make yourself feel anxious.
Yeah,
and you're
yeah.
like, okay, handy.
Turn the
Then the
news
next
off.
thing was like, by the way, all prices are going up in the supermarket. You're
Yeah,
fucked.
yeah.
You're really fucked.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
like they want
Then the
you to
next
be
thing was
scared, though.
your landlord's selling the house. There'll be nowhere for you to live. And there's a man crying. I was like, well, that first sort of thing's
No
going to
wonder
come in
there's an
really handy
anxiety
now, because
epidemic.
Yeah.
I do feel anxious.
Yeah. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Turn that shit off,
So I think
man.
that's why people are choosing what they watch now rather than just
It's better,
sort of
isn't it?
allowing
Yeah,
it to flow
definitely.
in, because you're like, it feels like you're trying to make me.
Also, all the adverts as well, they're a bit polluting your brain, aren't they? I always used to mute them anyway when they come
Right.
on.
Well, yeah, I watched. So I was looking up the Ukraine stuff to try and sort of be a bit informed.
Yeah.
And then there was a car advert in the middle of it, and it went dun 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 dun, like really, and I was like, oh my god, just the music of the car advert.
They tailored it for that
It felt
slot.
like
yeah.
it. It really felt like it sort of added to that build up of like panic.
Yes. Yeah.
Fucking scary things, man.
Yeah, sorry.
But then I've got Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus.
Yeah, I got all.
And like the amount I paid all these things, and I realised recently, like me and my wife were going to get rid of Netflix because we realised we hadn't watched anything on it for 3 months.
Below Deck, start that. It's fun.
No, I didn't like it.
I've binged it since Chris was talking about it. I just did the whole lot.
I did a couple of episodes, and I was like, I don't want to watch
It's
these
such an
people.
easy, light, easy
They're
watch.
idiots. I don't want to watch
Yeah,
idiots.
yeah.
It's like watching Love Island. It was a novelty about 5 years ago.
Yeah,
to watch
I
Love
can't watch
Island,
that
and now I
anymore.
can't watch it.
Yeah.
Like it's sort of there's such a shelf life on that. Oh, look how dumb these people are. And then you watch a couple of episodes, and then you almost feel a bit like grotty for watching it.
And also,
that's what I felt with it.
things like that, the more it's filmed, the more they know what they're
Totally,
angling
yeah,
for.
yeah,
and
But
yeah,
it's
Below
yeah.
not
Deck,
that
they're not
genuine
necessarily
stuff.
like you got the captain.
I'm not saying they're dumb, but it's all about the conflict and all that.
Yeah,
nonsense.
there's a
I
bit of
just
conflict.
can't be arsed
But there's
with
nice scenery and the food. There's a proper chef.
that. Watching it for the scenery.
Yeah, but there's a lot to it. There's a
Look
lot
at
of
that
levels.
painting.
Watch a David Attenborough documentary.
And
Look at
the dramas in it are quite fun as well.
Right.
I don't know. I just got into it. I've never watched reality shows, so it was a bit weird for me.
Yeah.
kind of got into it, you know what I mean?
But it's like even that Married at First Sight, first of all, that started quite genuine. It really felt like a social experiment, and now it feels like the producers are going, right, put those two together because they'll argue. And
yeah, definitely.
I will say that one is another one. Exactly the same thing happened last year when we were quarantining in Australia. The new series of Married at First Sight,
Australian one,
just started. And we had nothing to do in the evenings. We'd just watch it. And I got well into it for 5 days. I was like, I couldn't wait for the next day's episode. And then I just got bored of it. And then my wife stuck with it.
What's the concept then? Two people meet
at the altar.
The altar?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it started as a social experiment to see if actual like psychologists and stuff could choose someone that you match to and a relationship could
Apparently
last.
Arranged marriages do last longer than normal marriages statistically.
Is that because of the pressure though from like externally?
Maybe, yeah, because it's harder to leave probably.
Yeah, because it doesn't come with an optional arranged divorce.
But I don't know,
if
they
you couldn't be bothered to arrange the wedding, you can't bother to arrange the
divorce. They do
divorce.
say it's wrong, like your parents choosing someone for you, but loads of people choose the wrong person anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like, you ain't good at it and drunk in a nightclub. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? On ketamine in a bog.
But you're overestimating my judgment.
Exactly, yeah.
I've already got one divorce under my belt.
They say that people meet based on their issues other than what they're into. Do you know what I mean? So if one of them starts healing their issues, it becomes harder, relationships break
makes
down.
sense.
I actually started therapy recently.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so I'm healing my issues.
What,
I think you should.
is it like proper
Not really.
psychotherapy? Is it a bit of CBT?
Psychodynamic therapy.
And do you do it on Zoom?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It's fucking really expensive.
Yeah, it is,
Yeah.
Yeah. But like,
I did a bit in lockdown. It was good though.
but I've got like middle class friends who are like, oh, it's expensive, but they don't really put sort of a price on.
Are you allowed to say the
things.
price now?
Yeah, it's £100 a session.
That's too much.
Yeah,
That is a
and then I
lot.
told my
That's too
friend who
much.
said it was expensive. She went, "Fucking hell, I'm paying £40."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's good.
Because the woman
Is she PhD? Like,
Don't know. Didn't ask.
mine was £60 an hour when I used to go.
I mean, that's about average. Yeah.
But that was like that was
Just haggle
7 or
with
8
them.
years ago.
But also, she's
Just
like,
don't pay them.
I don't know if this is what they do, but she's like, I think we'll have you sorted in sort of 5
Okay.
sessions.
Oh, that's
not 5
good.
years.
That's good.
5 sessions.
But that's also what you.
It's quite encouraging that she doesn't want to drag it out
Well,
forever.
that's exactly my
Yeah,
ex.
unless she's filling me with false confidence.
I know someone that
No,
went
but some
to,
of them just don't. Some of them would never put an end date even in sight. Like, I mean, but yeah, I remember my ex-therapist.
People can become quite dependent.
Well,
on
that's it. And also, a lot of the therapists, I do think, see it as just a
The work is
constant.
done outside of the therapy.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of homework,
Yeah, that's
Good.
good.
like reading books and like
and watching for your reactions to things and stuff coming
really
up.
self-aware. But
Yeah.
then it was hard doing comedy, like after a couple of sessions,
Yeah.
because you're sort of presenting a version
You're
of
open
yourself.
and you're vulnerable
Yeah.
and you're an open book.
And
You go out there.
The underneaths of you are sort of wobbling, going, you don't really know the fuck you are at
Yeah,
the
yeah,
moment.
yeah, yeah.
So it was,
Right.
it
So
was
you just got to be
Yeah.
pro and do your job.
yeah,
Just
you're
put that hat on.
almost I had to sort
Okay.
of really switch
I went
off.
to. I've done a few gigs after therapy sessions, and you do feel like it was a bit tricky, man. Yeah.
But the thing that made me go
But I'm a
was
pro.
relationships.
Yeah.
Because I was in relationships from like 15 to 31, and then for 5 years I've just completely taken myself out of them.
Yeah.
But like, not dating, not anything.
Yeah.
It's good to get to know
Consciously or
yourself a bit, though.
unconsciously.
Unconsciously,
Right,
I think.
okay,
I think I sort of gave it a narrative. Well, I'm concentrating on my career,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you know I can't do it. And then suddenly something was going, I don't think you are fucking.
Yeah,
I think you're
yeah.
actually a little bit scared of like intimacy and stuff
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
so.
Yeah.
Just relax.
Sorted. Save yourself that £100.
Someone
Julian
whispering,
fixed it.
just relax.
But I think that it's good to have a break from stuff like that. It's like me, like you get to know yourself. That sounds wanky, doesn't it? But you know, if you improve yourself, you'll have a better sort of relationship anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have a better relationship with yourself,
Yeah, but again, I think.
law of attraction.
Yeah, but I was doing all that stuff. I was doing all like the crystals and like the law
Right,
of
yeah,
Drop it
attraction
out,
and all
love.
that. And that gave me like a bit of confidence and stuff. But then I thought, I think there's something maybe a little bit deeper going
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
It makes you feel
yeah.
better. It's all good, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But there's nothing in it. Not really.
No,
I
but
like
it's
crystal. I've got crystals at
yeah.
home.
They're like
but it's that
£2.
thing. They can all be little things that will
But
help.
it's
in
not a
certain ways.
replacement for
Yeah.
dealing with.
If you've got actual
fucking
underlying issues, they're not
PTSD.
going to sort. Yeah, they're not going
Yeah.
to fix up the fact that you might have a sort of long-standing issue with your parents' relationship that's
Yeah.
given you a sort of weird, wonky
So
view
what
of the
were you
world or
talking
something.
about on your last therapy session?
Can I talk about it?
Of course you
Yeah,
can.
of course.
Yeah, some-
Of course you can.
Have you
I
got
don't know. I just wanted to check we're not madly overrunning.
Release it and you go,
Yeah, open
okay,
it
that's
up.
us done. I'm like,
Yeah,
"Ugh."
cool. Can you
Open
talk
it
now?
up.
No, you
Which is
can't.
actually
No, we've
exactly
got
what my
time.
therapist does.
We've got about 10 minutes left.
Let's unpack
Let's
it.
get into
If you
it.
don't mind me
Self-worth.
helping.
Self-worth. Yes, that was
Self-worth.
one I used to
So
have.
yeah, so well, I think most people do
Yeah.
apparently, because a lot of the things I thought were the problem, like relationships, are actually a symptom of a lack of what you think of yourself. Basically, I didn't think much of myself, so you're thinking.
What came up? Like what sort of things?
So basically, it's for self-worth to build. This is the research I've done outside of therapy, but I went back to her and I was like, look, I found this out, bish, bash, bosh. She was like, pretty good, Fiona. I was like, thank
Do you feel like you're avoiding actually doing it by reading about it
No.
externally?
Is to gain self-worth, as a human, you need like your basic cares met, like sleep, food, whatever.
Yeah, they're the
as a child.
fundamentals.
Yeah, fundamental. Then you need safety and stability. But I grew up
Welcome to comedy.
in a marriage, like my mum and dad were at war, basically.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So that one was sort of missing.
So you're insecure because they're like your gods when you're growing up.
Yeah.
It's like your whole universe.
It's not even that. It's like I was sort of living in fight or flight, I think, because I was always ready for something to erupt. So then, and then the next one is like you build love on top of that, and then you build your own sort of self-worth. So I was sort of missing the second one. The third and fourth one.
And what can you do now to heal that to an extent?
So that's what I said to her, because I was like, it's all well and good sort of knowing where it comes from, what it is.
Yeah.
But basically I've got an overly critical. Everyone has a voice in their heads, two voices. But my one's really critical. So
I've got about 7.
Yeah, I don't know. We haven't got into that.
Great boxer.
You should borrow one of his.
Yeah, I do. Maybe I should just have you walking
Mine
behind
just
me going,
bullshit.
fucking great.
Mine are deluded.
No, mine
are all on cocaine by the
it's like-
sounds of it. In a toilet in a nightclub.
Yeah, 7 really cocky guys. Yeah, put that on Instagram, man.
Yeah, put that handwork on Instagram. Maybe just slow it down so people can see the
You're
work.
dynamite. You're dynamite. That wasn't actually the boxing coach saying that. It was just one of your 7 voices. But my one's like really critical. So it'll be like, oh, you shit at that. Why did you do that?
Yeah.
And now I have to look at the facts around me as an adult and go, well, actually, and like,
Why don't you write a list of
open a
things you're...
dialogue with which you feel insane because you're sort of chatting back and
No,
forth.
it's not insane.
But it's tiring to begin with because you're not used to questioning that thing. You just sort of let it come in and go, all right, yeah. And I thought everyone had it. But she said everyone does, but yours is like...
Some people aren't in touch with it. Some people are too busy. They don't want to go there.
That's why people don't like meditation and necessarily silence.
It's a
That's why
scary
people always
place.
got stuff in their ears and stuff.
Yeah.
But meditate. I mean, obviously depends what type of meditation and what sort of denomination you do. But then the whole point of that, sort of, if you go say Buddhist meditation, is to almost step behind that voice and realize even that voice that's criticizing you isn't you.
Yeah,
you're
it's all
the
ego.
It's all just it. It's all just noise that has been
We're all
picked up over the years.
stardust, mate.
Yeah.
And behind that is just the actual you. That's what I mean. I'm into all that gear. That's why I'm happy.
Yeah,
that's
I
why
tried to do
That's why I'm
that.
now just blissfully ignorant about everything. And just
We're
smiling
spirits
and
having a
happy.
human
I tried
experience.
to do that, but
you
my
know what I
critical
mean?
voice was like, you're shit at meditation.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
shit
yeah.
at... And I was like, just let
Got to
me
let that
chill out.
pass through. Just hear it.
So,
hear it as noise, like
Yeah.
you would traffic.
So, doing that.
Yeah.
See how that
Because
goes.
you're worth it.
Because I'm worth it, yeah.
Yeah.
Worth
In doubt,
100 quid an
go for the
hour.
L'Oreal catchphrase. 100 quid. It is good because I do you know? Some people do CBT to try
I
and.
did a bit of that, yeah.
But CBT is about sort of, it's a bit reactive, isn't it? It's a bit like trying to fix a hole by putting your finger in it.
Right.
But like the hole's still there, isn't it?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
What is it?
CBT is what is it? Cognitive behavioural
reprogramming.
therapy.
Right.
So it's about changing how you react to negativity and negative stimulus and all that. And like, there's 2 chains of thought. Some people say it's really useful for people just to get a grip on their anxieties.
Right.
But then there's other people say, but it is a sticking plaster, and it's not. You're not actually going beneath and finding out what's going down. It's sort of the people that invented it based it on stoicism.
Yeah.
That idea of you not being, you can only control the controllable sort of thing, and sort of narrow
I like
down
that
your
stoicism stuff though. I
It's
think
nice,
good,
yeah. Like it's that about narrowing your parameters. So like, you know, people like us sitting here stressing about Ukraine, it's all well and good. It's nice to be empathetic, but we can't do anything.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's about you can acknowledge that something is bad without
And if there
having
is
any
something we
emotional
can do.
impact
Right.
that on you.
Do
You can just think like, you know, that is a bad thing, but I will not allow it to affect my mental health.
Yeah, I think I had started doing that.
Yes.
But like you said, it felt a little bit superficial. So if anything suddenly rocked me,
Yeah.
it completely broke down.
And also,
That's why I think I need this bit underneath it to.
Also, when the damage is done from like 0 to 5 years old or whatever, you can't ever like completely heal it. You know what I mean? You kind of have to kind of do the stoicism thing where
Yes.
you just have
Yeah.
to go, okay, I dealt with this for 5 sessions, done the best I could. Now just be in the moment and just be an
Yeah.
adult.
Yeah.
I think.
Grow up, mate.
I was like, it was quite funny. I was talking to my sister about it and I was saying it to her and she said, well, you know, but my philosophy in life is, you know, just get through it. And I was like, it's quite a bleak
Yeah,
one.
it
though.
is,
And
But
it's
it is,
just
but
like,
it's also like, you know, I do think there's a lot of people that.
She could be happier.
Well,
though.
this is it. No, but I
Yeah.
do think there are people like everyone now. They always talk. Everyone wants to talk about mental health and like,
Yeah.
like the stigma's sort of been taken away. So now it is a bit of a waterfall. Everyone has to get their emotions. A lot of people actually, I think, would cope better
Shut the fuck
if they
up,
just
yeah.
put a lid on it a bit. Because like,
Yeah.
actually, there's something to be said for not just having that the tap on all the time, isn't
Yeah.
it? And dwelling in it and like obsessing over
People
it. Whereas
do
actually,
that.
Some people just like actually, you know, some people, especially like people of my parents' generation, a lot
Oh,
of them
yeah.
coped by just going like, "Roop." It's
Yeah,
like-
yeah, yeah.
inside, you know, there's probably this fucking bubbling ball of rage. But if they ever let it out, it was game over.
I think that's the way to do it, though. Therapy and do that stuff and do the best with what you can. Because some people like anxiety, they just want to tell everyone all the time. That's their therapy.
Yeah.
And also
but they're
it
not
becomes
doing
part
any
of
inner
their
work.
identity.
Yeah.
They're
It's not,
just-
it's not about fixing it, it's about having it for some reason.
Yeah. They want it like almost as a badge. Treat me differently. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And obviously, you know, there's real serious mental health like schizophrenics and stuff.
Yeah.
But a lot of these are just anxious about life.
Yeah.
Guess what? It's fucking it is anxious. It's
It's
scary.
hard, it's
Yeah,
hard,
yeah,
isn't it?
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Big and hard.
Put your chin up. Put
Yeah,
your
this isn't-
shoulders back and fucking march forward, bruv. You know what I
This
mean?
isn't gonna make
Rise
me-
up.
And on that note,
I'll cancel that next session.
dude, that's it. Should we start doing therapy sessions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For patrons. Every patron gets an hour session.
And it all ends with
We'll
rise
fix
up.
you up. Yeah, rise up, king.
Rise up, yes, queen.
No, but it's interesting. I do think there is that thing of people. It's nice. I think people hearing that other people have done it. 'Cause
Yeah,
therapy
and
stuff-
working
I do
on
think
it and
therapy
growing.
still it's much more normalised now. But even like when I was doing it, probably I started it in like 2013.
Yeah.
I only did it for a year or two. But then I felt like even telling anyone I was doing therapy was like, "What, are you in an American film?"
Yeah,
Like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Or
Seeing my
or
therapist.
think
What's wrong with
really
you?
like
Yeah.
something's really erupted and broken down.
Yeah.
You're like, no, I
Are
just
you
thought
all
I'd
right? Yeah.
Yeah,
give
whereas
it a
mine
bash.
was genuinely, I'd done a load of other things. I'd fucking travelled around India and I'd
Yeah,
worked out
yeah.
a bunch of shit on my own. I thought I just want to talk to a professional for a little bit about some certain things I don't seem to be able to get my head around.
Yeah.
Let's see what she
Fine
thinks of this.
tuning, isn't
And
it?
she was great, and she was very challenging and she was really good at sort of. She knew what I needed. I didn't need somebody just to listen and go, "Yeah, it sounds really hard."
Yeah.
There'd be times when she would basically say to me, "It sounds like you're just dwelling on something, and you need to just fucking sort of let that bit go and grow up a bit."
Yeah, yeah.
Like, a ferry, you're paying
100
somebody
quid,
60
please.
quid to tell you to grow up. That was one of the best sessions I ever had when she actually said the words "grow up."
Really?
Yeah, and it was, but it was like I'd been seeing her for months at that point, and I think she'd worked out right. This is what he needs this
Yeah.
time, and she took the punt, and fucking it really worked. It was great, but like I wouldn't. She got to know me
I think
to a
it's
point
good to
do
do a
that.
little 5 sessions every few years, even just a bit
Yeah.
of fine tuning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, so look into it, guys. It is still technically available on the NHS, but apparently the waiting lists are off the charts.
Yeah.
You've got to exaggerate what you got.
There are online ones now that are a bit more affordable as well. There's like apps and
Yeah,
stuff,
that is
so
particularly expensive what I'm
you
paying.
are
but then
paying. Well,
the thing
you're
is,
getting
That is high
done,
end.
the thing
mate.
is though, my friend who was like, that's really expensive. I said, oh yeah, but she reckons sort of like five-ish sessions.
Yeah.
She was like, yeah, I've been doing mine 7 years, sort of like
Yeah.
once a week. And
That's
I'm
what
like,
I mean.
well,
You become dependent
Yeah.
on it.
well, yours
and a
is
lot of the sessions are
working out
so
more expensive.
superficial.
Exactly.
You're just talking about your day and
Yeah.
this and
Well, that's it. I went
like-
to a couple before I found this Diane. It was great, and they were just literally sat there making notes while I talked. And
Yeah.
at the end, went, right, it was great to see you. And I was like, hang on, we ain't done anything. I needed somebody who was much more got into me and actually challenged me to sort of let it out.
Well, these things, apparently they've put them down to 50 minutes rather than an hour so
Yeah.
that you can't have a breakthrough or something. So that then you have to go back. I don't know
Is
if
yours
that's
an
like,
hour?
no, it's 50 minutes.
Yeah, they all are.
But are
for
like
some reason.
45 minutes. I was like, so I think it's this, and this. And I've been doing this. And she
You
was
always
like,
get to the meat
and-
right at the end.
And no, she
Yeah,
went, yeah, okay. Yeah. So, and I said, right, so what do I do about it? She was like, right, you opened up the dialogue in your head. And I was like, okay, great, I can do that.
She sounds good.
And then she went, so how are you feeling? I went, well, I'm feeling a lot better than I did
Yeah.
for it. And she went, but how are you really feeling? I was like, no, that's really how I'm feeling. And then she was like, well, we've got a couple of minutes though. And it was like, we didn't really know what to.
Yeah.
But then since then, I've got really angry.
Oh, really?
That's good though.
Really angry about, I guess there's a lot going on, but also just like really angry about everything. So I'm like, I've definitely got something else to maybe
Right.
mention.
I'm going to give you another 500 quid.
Go to your
'cause-
boxing afterwards.
Yeah, well, I probably will go this week actually,
Okay.
just unleash the dynamite.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just watch Julian's video a bit before you go.
Just watch my
That's it.
tutorial videos.
We have to wrap it up. Thanks
Yes.
for coming in again live. Let's hope this time it doesn't lead to the end of the world as last time. It's very fun. People can see you do gigs. They can find you online.
Yep. Fiona_Ridgewell on Instagram.
Yes. Just thanks to patrons.
Thanks to all our new patrons
we
since the
loads of new
live show.
patrons. Thanks to, and everyone that came. Thanks. And if you do sign up, the video we're obviously waiting for the footage to come through from the venue. But
And
once we get
anyone
that,
who
it'll go
couldn't
on
get a
Patreon.
ticket, you can watch it live on patreon.com/WeAreTVI.
Yeah.
The whole show, 2 hours.
Yeah. Or
Pro
an hour
filmed.
and 40 or something.
Yeah, a bit under, yeah.
There was an interval.
Yeah.
Just full disclosure. But thanks if you've been affected by any of the issues we've talked about.
Yeah, and keep it to yourself.
Keep your fucking mouth shut.
You always say that. Yeah. Or is
Snitches
that
get
me?
stitches.
No, I'm not. I just thought it'd be funny to
Have I
say
brought up
that
issues?
after talking about
We
therapy.
only
it'd be
say
nice.
it when you're on, yeah.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching if you're watching. Thanks, Phoebe, over on the desk. And that's it, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And if you're not watching and you want to watch, it's youtube.com/WeAreTVI.
Yeah.
Please stick a subscribe and a like on there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
We
Fiona.
support Ukraine.
We'll see you next time.
Goodbye.